Alright. Phase 5, the interesting part. One you've all been waiting for patiently. I doubt it. Okay. Okay! Now. With vor attacks, nothing really changes, other than how we build the animation. Since this is for demonstration purposes, I'm going to cop out and use the bite attack as the vor attack. Like, straight up, no effort required kind of thing. So here we go. The difference is, you have to basically tell the system to use a vor attack. So, for example, Lizzie, in barbftr enemies, Lizzie enemy. Where's one of her attack grab? Right click that frame, actions. This little blob of code right here. If you look at Lizzie, she's about to grab somebody. Whoop-de-doo. And this is an instance of a special box called eat box. Let's use that. Copy it. And then there's that code. If the eat box hits the player, go to and play grab devour. Pretty straight, huh? Not an issue. If you hit this box, eat the person. Simple. If only life was that easy. So we can put the box on the same frame as this other box because it's a special box. And I'm going to make it smaller so that basically if you're too close you'll get eaten, but if you're farther away you won't necessarily. So this is still eat box. We use the exact same code from Lizzie. So go back to Lizzie, find her attack grab, actions, attack special. Doesn't really matter. If g.hit player eat box, go to and play H devour. Now I have to make that animation, which we have over here. Now here's the cool stuff, since that's what this whole stupid thing is built on. For one, we technically don't need a C box once we've eaten someone. That's just a formality. We only need it if the player has not been eaten. Sure. Just like Lizzie, we have to do a few special things to make the system recognize that things have been eaten. Where's grab devour? It's pounds. Grab devour, okay. Busy, consume player. Grab digest. Easy breezy. Okay, so once this happens, we are now eating the player, which I believe that was noted in this one. Yep, in the template it existed as is, so. We grab a player, now consume them and become busy. Whoop-de-doo. Get busy. Now the victim layer comes into play, and we have more crap we have to play with. One of the coolest new features in the new update to barbftr is you have a camera that you can control. You'll notice in Lizzie's world, whenever she grabs somebody, there's a camera. It's not visible because the clip is invisible, but if you set the layers to outline, you'll see it. And it's also explicitly named camera. And since, yeah. So you right click, copy that frame for camera, because there's this very specific clip to use for this. It's the cam base. I believe it is in the bases folder. Yeah, the cam base clip is what you should use for animating the camera, because it shows you the bounds that the controls and GUI interface overlap. So you will want that. And I made a camera layer, so yay. And copy that crap directly from Lizzie. Now, this camera's at 200% scale, but I made the Raptor at 250, so now I have to start it at 250 to make this transition smooth. It's going to be jerky no matter what you do, but this is a good start. Kind of place it where you think the player should be, and then cut this down. So, now we have our camera. It's appropriately named camera. We have our monster ready to eat somebody, but there's nobody to eat. So, how do we do that part? This is the way barbftr does it. In Variant Fighter, it will be very different. /RX8. So, over here in player stuff in your library, there is a folder called Vic Clips that specifically says use these in vor animations. You can use anything in the Vic Clips folder in your vor animations, it's fine. But the general one that most people use is the Vic body and so on and so forth, because it's fairly normal. Now remember what we said about scaling. Raptor's at 250%, so our victim clip has to be at 250%. And we're probably facing this direction. Now, I think I have code about which way someone's facing. I'd rather the bite only work if you're facing the other way. Like if you're trying to run from the bite, then it works. So let's make sure I've done that correctly. This part is off the record because you don't need to mess with this. I hope you never have to look at it. This should not be part of the tutorial. We'll just have to do this real quick. Pretend that's gonna work. So, back to our attack H normal, where we're like, if hit player, if G dot is player facing enemy. Now, in Flash, you can say if not is place facing enemy. This is something you can do Flash code-wise. Then we'll go to the Devour animation. Consume player, everything else is fine. Okay. So, we're making this animation with the assumption that the player is not going to be facing the Raptor. Which isn't a bad assumption, technically. So, again, the only clips you can use in the vor animations are the stuff in the Vic Clips folder. It specifically says use these in the vor animation. Now we just get to animate the same way we've been animating. Not a lot of changes. Other than the fact we now have a victim, which I'm just going to call Vic for convenience. And now we have to do a little bit more work with the raptor to make things do the right stuff. We'll go ahead and make this as silly as I can. So there's always an interesting dilemma. The head's going to poke out. So, if you're in that situation, one of the best things you can do is make more frames for the poor victim clip. Just like we did with the arm, we're going to cut a frame and then basically use a different clip altogether. You can mask the victim, and that helps. For situations like this, it's not a bad idea. But masking isn't recommended, really. But let's do it just to show that you can do this. Now, masking in Flash works poorly at best, because you can't animate a mask. So, you know what? That's not a good idea. Let's work this out the other way. So I just need the Vic body minus the head. Again, make sure it's 250, 250. Don't forget the Q, double click white dot. Onion skinning can help here. These are generally the more complicated animations to make, but so be it. I may have to do something special here, I don't know. Let's see here. One of the better ways is make another victim layer. Sometimes you can't get around, you know, doing more work. So let's see here. So now we have the victim body top. Victim body, legs. Again, they need to be the same scale as the